I'm Glenn.
I'm Cheryl.
And this is...
Couple versus Cardboard. X-Wing.
So what is X-Wing?
It's a game.
Yeah, okay, so where is it?
Where is it?
Yeah.
In space.
Yeah, okay, so it's in space, right. So when you say in space, who is your favorite character in Star Wars?
The movie?
As opposed to what?
The game.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, either way. Do you have either?
No.
No, you don't have a Star Wars, like a favorite Star Wars character?
Me, probably Star Wars. Probably Han Solo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Just 'cause he's badass.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair. And so, what are you doing
Sorry, we have plenty of
in it?
You are fighting the other side.
Yeah. And so you're basically you take one of the two sides. You have the rebels. You have the Imperials, and you are
Trying to destroy the ships for the other side. Something that's really fun about it is you can play a really short game or a much longer game depending on how big your fleet, you decide your fleets are going to be, basically. Right. So you have ships and then you add extra stuff and it adds up to a certain number of points, and so you decide how many points you want to play with initially. So you could play with 60 points or you can play with like 150 points.
Right.
And obviously the 60-point game is going to go much shorter.
So basic overview of the game. When you start out, you have all of your ships on the board. The first thing is the planning phase. Planning phase, you are setting what you're going to do for that round. So in other words, you conceal what you're doing, you get these little dials, and you set what you're going to do for that round. Second phase is you move. So you take the little movement stencil, you put it on the board, and then you actually move the guy and kind of play an action if you have some actions that are available. Sometimes you have something which won't let you play an action, but actions really give you a bonus in the round. And then lastly, you have combat, and you're basically choosing ways to blow each other out of the sky, either with just kind of your blasters, or in some cases they have missiles or proton torpedoes or other things to blow each other out of the sky. Yeah, ways to
destroy,
murder each other in space. So
no, but what about you?
What?
Favorite character?
Darth Vader. Yeah.
Why?
There's a lot of reasons. I think he's just way cool. I think he has a lot of, like, he's really complex. He has kind of these, like, addiction and redemption things going on with him, which is really fun.
It feels fast-paced to me, or like you're constantly moving, so, or like it's always your turn is soon. So you're always doing something quickly, which is nice. You don't have long periods where you're waiting for the other person to, it's fairly quick. You don't have a lot of, analysis paralysis.
Yeah, analysis paralysis.
Look at me.
That was a thing.
I haven't played yet with a large fleet of ships, and so for me that's worked out well because I don't have to kind of keep track of a bunch of different things. So it's nice that you can do that. You can kind of, one of the strategies is you can kind of take a smaller fleet but really like hard-hitting ships, and so then it's really easy to figure out what you're going to do if you're only controlling one or two ships because of the time diversity and just the depth of strategy that you can do. If you want to just focus on one or two things, then that can work really well. Also, if you diversify and have a bunch of guys, that can work well too. So it feels like it's pretty adaptable to people.
But you pass by it, every time I go into the game store, it would be right there in the front. And the one day that I stopped was when I saw the Millennium Falcon, because that Millennium Falcon is so cool. Like, it's so cool looking. You look at that thing, and then next to it, of course, is Slave One. It's Boba Fett's ship, and it's just really, really hot. And you just sit there for a second and go, all right, so I've decided at this point in my life that I would never be a miniatures gamer. And I might be reevaluating everything I believed about myself. Compared to most miniatures games, bunch of things that miniatures are. One is you have to paint them. With this game, they come pre-painted. They're really cool and they look really nice. Number two, miniatures games, they play on big, huge spaces. You have these. This game, you don't have any of that. You play it on a 3-foot by 3-foot field, so you can do that not in every coffee shop, but in about every,
most of them.
yeah, in a lot of
Many
coffee
of them.
shops you can do things like that. Obviously, it's way less expensive than you would pay for something like a Warhammer or anything along those lines. You won't pay, the hundreds of dollars for a big fat army. A couple of the criticisms, though, that I would have of it is, like most everything that Fantasy Flight puts out, it has an immediate reason and draw for you to buy more things. So,
Right.
so for example, the core box only includes 3 ships when you start, which is not very many. You get 2 TIE fighters and you get an X-wing, which is not a lot. Especially it's about 30-35 points worth of ships. And if you're talking about tournament worthy being about 100 points, you're saying somebody's at least buying 2 more boxes. So that's like or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's $30 for a box. But in either case, you're paying in about $100 if you're going to be tournament level worthy.
Right.
Now there are some other things you can do as far as that goes. You can buy a few of the expansions. So that's one of my big criticisms. I wish the main box would just have come with
More.
double. I would say like double or 60% more or something like that, a third more.
Yeah.
So you would have feel like, oh, okay, like I have this thing. Because the other thing is, as soon as you buy it, even if you're not like, I want to be involved in tournaments or things like that, you just kind of go, man, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. I wish I had more ships. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of fun. So.
Okay, bottom line, it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's especially fun if you like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Simple. You can see kind of what it's like. It's fun.
Yeah. Really cool looking, really beautiful. Just a really well-made, beautiful game. And it's one of those things you can play with somebody who's brand new to gaming. They may not enjoy games, or they could be really, really looking for something really in-depth. And I think there's a lot of really in-depth play as far as this game goes as well. So. It's a trap!
You don't know what you're